All right. This is December 21st, Team Patriot Fitness Team Call, and it is Monday night, 10 days left of this month. And who feels like they are feeling a little bit behind? They're stressed out. They don't know what they're doing wrong, but they don't know what really is right, and they feel blind in this business. Okay. So, yes, it doesn't matter what rank you are. This market is forever changing. Social media is a whole nother beast. We are no longer infomercials, flyers, and just going up door to door knocking. No, social media is a completely different beast. If you are in social media at work right now, I don't know if any of you are. I don't think you are. I'm running down my memory lane, and I don't think we are. What you have to do is write a note. I am a student of this business. I'm telling myself every day. I haven't mastered it. I will continue to learn every day. So first and foremost, just a few little things. Today is the last day that we can get our customers to put in their orders on rush order to get it before the first of the year. I am planning on launching the first Monday of January 4th, our next challenge group. So that's just a little bit of an admin thing. And just know that tonight, if you can get your people to get it in, or tomorrow, they can have it before the 4th. Now, if they want to have a New Year's resolution, start by the 1st, and you've talked to someone about this, write that right now. Today is the last day. Now, quick question. I don't know if you know this, but this free shipping and hammer and chisel, I want to ask you guys if you know this answer. If you put a rush order on the hammer and chisel challenge pack, will you just get the fee for the rush, Jared? Do you think?
On that one, I don't know. I would assume you don't get a fee for a rush.
Right? I don't know. So I would say you're probably still going to save money because there's no shipping, right? Because I'll ask, but I'm not sure. Is anyone talking to someone currently about starting hammer and chisel on the 1st? Is that a concern? Okay. So
kind of, yeah.
Kind of. So if you're going to hit them up tonight, I would just double check, and you can throw that in there too. Be like, hey, the rush order is just a small fee, but the regular, shipping is covered, whichever is the actual fee. And I don't know what that is, but I just want to ask if anyone's had to interact with Team Beachbody today on that. Okay. So let's get into our outline. I listened to 30 minutes of the team of men that gathered today on the live YouTube link that Jared shared with us. And I've got to say, Dave Ward has been live in Coronado and has talked about storytelling. He has worked closely, and same with Jimmy, and he has worked closely with people who have mastered storytelling, and a name of a fellow called Bo Eason, who has been hired by many elite coaches in the business to tell our story. And I'm going to start with right now. If you scroll on your newsfeed, have you shared a vulnerable piece of information about your life lately? Now, I can think in my head, Jared has shown so many things. So I remember, lastly, was his sleep mask. You're a Marine. You were a Marine, always a Marine. You have struggled with stuff. You're a man, and you're on social media, and you're a successful coach, and I see you be vulnerable. This is hard for anyone because it is public. But I also want to stress that when we start becoming a pro in this business, we also need to know that we are forever learning how to be a pro, and there's no cookie cutter way. So I'm not going to go ahead and make up something about sleep disorder or something. And I look at Jared, I'm like, I'm going to go talk about something that I struggle with sleep, but it has nothing to do with my life, really. That's not the sole focus. So we have to focus on us, right? What have we struggled with? Every person has a story. I'm going to be cheesy here. Every story matters. If I were to talk to someone about CJ's story, if I were CJ, I would sit down on the computer and go, oh my gosh, I'm stressed. But how does this help me? Okay, I read this book called The Chatterbox a couple weeks ago because my coaches told me to. Wow, okay, how did I actually crush the chatterbox when I dealt with X, Y, and Z? Now, there are limitations. I'm not going to talk about my assault in detail from a couple years ago. That's a little push the brakes. That's not okay to really go into detail like that. Now, if you're going through a divorce or something like that, that's hard, and I'm not a pro in that, but guess what? Raina Adele came live to Coronado, and she's an elite coach. She spoke to one of my coaches going through issues. I was not talented in that area, and she gave her the reins of what is appropriate to share about your story. Well, first, let's practice. So let's go ahead and unmute all of us right now. And I'm going to call on Jared. How did you start this journey?
I first got hit up by my upline is a few months before I said yes, and I actually told her no. And I said, I'm doing my own thing. It's working out. No, thank you. Mm-hmm. Several months later, she approached me again and said, hey, it's me again. I'm doing a challenge group. Are you interested? And I said, well, what's a challenge group? She told me the information. I ended up joining as a challenger. I started with PIO. Me and my wife both decided on that, and I was kind of hesitant because it was like a girl DVD. And I'm like, I didn't know who Shalene Johnson was or anything. I'm like, there's this blonde girl, and this is weird because it's a girl workout, but I did it anyway. And I was like, this yoga thing's not going to work me out. And actually, I started getting a lot of compliments at work. People are like, dude, are you lifting weights? How'd she lift? How'd she curl? And I was like, I don't even touch weights. I've just been doing PIO, just upper body workouts. And I started transforming, and I lost, I believe it was like 36 pounds and like 21 inches. And that's all from PIO alone. That was the first DVD I did. Anyway, after about a month as a challenger, I got asked to be a coach, and that's how I started.
Wow. See, that's a beautiful start. And not everyone has an amazing numbers. Did you all hear those numbers? Did you just, did your jaw drop for a second here? I'm like, holy smokes. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Caitlin, this is interesting because I had never actually asked you. Can you tell us how you started this journey?
Yep. It was actually right before Joe was going to turn, I guess he was going to turn 1. And I've always struggled with my weight. Like, I've been one of those yo-yo dieters. I've tried everything. And me and Ryan decided that we wanted to do a shake, like a meal replacement. And anything that I buy, I research a ton, like ridiculous amounts. And so I came across Shakeology, like just doing research. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this. And it happened that it was the month that the 21-day fix was being released. And so I saw this and I'm like, oh, what's a challenge pack? You get an extra program for $10, whatever.
Yeah.
I'll just throw it on there, you know? Right. And so I signed up. I didn't know anybody that had done, was selling Beachbody stuff or anything like that. So I just was assigned a coach. I did their challenge groups, and I wasn't totally into it. Like, I got into it, where I would lose 15 pounds here and then I would gain it back. But then this past year, I was like, this is crazy. This is enough. I'm done. Come January, I'm doing it. And so that's what I did. My coach was not very helpful into it. You know, she just was kind of non-existent. And so you were reaching out to me, and I was like, okay, I'm going to switch over. And that's what I did. And there have been moments where I haven't lost any weight, but I've kind of just kept sticking with it. And so far I'm down 65 pounds, and I am still going strong, even with months like this where it's just kind of like a stagnant kind of weight loss. But it's helping my family, and that's such a huge part of it. Everybody's kind of changed the way that they look at food and exercise. And to me, that's the best part of all of this, for sure.
That's amazing. That was a very great beginning to your story. I honestly have to say, I usually press the I believe button if someone's qualified, and I don't do research. So I started until someone asked me. They're like, what the heck is in that thing? I don't do powder. And I was like, well, I don't really do a lot of veggies, and I gotta go, okay, I'm gonna do research. That's amazing. That's a great story. Okay, now write down pinpoints. Make that a brief pinpoint while I'm talking to CJ right here. All right, I'm unmuting you, CJ. How did you start out as a Beachbody coach? Where were you at? What was your beginning point?
All right. I had just finished a weight loss challenge at my gym where I had dropped about 50 pounds in this 3 months. And even prior to, this whole year in general, it was like about almost 80 pounds. But so I was posting, like how I was doing from this challenge, because people, you're talking to me, they're like, oh my gosh, you've lost so much weight. What's going on? What are you doing? I actually had one person say, "Are you sick?" Because she hadn't seen me in forever. She's like,
yeah,
wow, yeah. And I'm like, no, I'm not sick. It's just diet and exercise. And so then Caitlin messaged me and she goes, you're doing such a great job. Like talking, with this weight loss. Have you ever thought of joining me in one of these challenges? I'm like, yeah, sure. I'm kind of the exact opposite. It really just takes somebody to say you want to do something, and I say okay. So like I didn't do a whole lot of research to it. I'm just like, yeah, sure. What do I got to do? And this thing is, even from there, like I'm learning more about working out at home. Working out by myself versus working with the personal trainer that I had been doing before. And realized, for me, I like to work out when I don't have to think about it. And the one thing, like, especially working with the Beachbody programs, is you throw the DVD in and you do what you're told, and it's right on the screen, and follow along.
Right.
And if you can't finish a move, you can learn how to modify it to get the job done while you're still working out. And that's the thing. It's been really good because, again, I don't want to think about what I'm doing when I go to the gym. I don't want to think about it. So throw the DV in, follow along, and everything's cool. So
Awesome.
That's how I got started.
Yeah. And then you have a very, interesting story because you came from a completely different background and you already were on your weight loss journey. And that's very interesting. And you said you lost how much?
80 pounds so far, from
80?
like 310 in the beginning of the year until 230 right now.
Wow. Okay, so let's talk about these really big numbers, which is really impactful. I don't know if you all have like before and afters. I'm sure you weren't in a bikini or you weren't in a Speedo and you were posing in the beginning of your journey going, oh yeah, I'm going to use this to help people.
I wish I did, though.
Right? Oh, yeah. Have you guys gone searching for your overweight photos? I've been searching on Facebook and like trying to find, and I just wasn't wanting to take any photos. Absolutely none. And it was like, and the ones that you're caught off guard, you look even worse. I'm like, yes, I'll find that one. Yes. But let's keep moving forward, and I will give you all a round of applause because that was beautiful, beautiful. And it makes my heart sing that. Let's just talk about this. Okay. So one second. I heard a lot of numbers there. Can you put your hands up on how much you've lost? So Caitlin's 65 pounds. And 80 pounds here. And then Jared, how much were you again?
It's like 36, I think.
All in total?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's just talk about that. That's going to be, I can do simple addition. I promise I can do this. That's 181 pounds. All three of you have lost together. And to add me into it, that's 201 pounds we've all lost together.
Okay.
Do you know how powerful that is? That's so powerful. And it doesn't even matter like the number, but do you know how many times you probably didn't share how much sweat and how much sleep you've lost, how much like agony that you probably had to feel good? Like how much did you have to sacrifice before you got to this moment, and how much you're still sacrificing right now? So I want you all to take a moment. And let's just go back to me sharing my outline really fast because we did a great job. That was an amazing storytelling experience. So if you can mute yourself really fast, making this real concise and streamlined for you. We have about 5 to 6 minutes left. But one, I want you all to share what you just told me in little pieces. It's called breadcrumbing. Jared knows about this. There are certain ways to do it right, you usually want to do it with an image and text. Clean image. Do it as simple as possible, because you know that most people are holding their phones, and if they see a lot, they're going to go, clean image. Put up either before and after. Usually before is a really powerful next to each other, and before and after. And I want you to go ahead and no longer than probably 5 sentences, write down your beginning story. So that's your task right now, is to write down your beginning story, because you know what? We all forget it. Even though we're in the health and fitness industry, we don't love on ourselves enough and say, wow, self, look how far you've gotten. Sometimes we tend to go, oh man, I need to get Success Club. And it's just annoying when I listen to my thoughts sometimes. My husband goes, what was your mission statement? And I was like, oh my gosh, that's that's so much better to think about. And then the numbers will come later. So you can even go like this. I just got off of my team call, and we lost, a lot of weight together. Can you guess the number of pounds that we lost? Now we can flip it around. We can say 201 pounds of weight was dropped in total of all 5 coaches. I just counted, yes. All 5 coaches that were on my team call. Would you want to be a part of that weight loss goal? Is that good? Would you stop at that number if you were interested in losing weight? Would you be like clamoring to be like, yes? That's a weight specific goal. If your target audience is really looking to lose a lot of weight, then yes. But know your audience, okay? But here's the deal, is that we can take each one of our moments in our life that is probably like, oh, we just talked about it. Yeah, sure. Share it effectively and share it with something that grabs others' attention. Now, let's talk about that team effort and moving the needle. How good did you just feel when we just added up all of our numbers? Pretty good, right? Like, you didn't feel alone anymore, and you were like, I'm pretty proud. I mean, I'm just I'm a little measly 20 pounds over here, but it doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. So think about the team effort and where we want to go. Where do we want to go? At the end of this month, we are starting 2016. No matter what chapter you're on, it does not matter. Where do you want to go, and how are we going to move as a team together? Let's get in sync. And I don't care if Jared is in charge of his team, Twisted Fitness. I consider him a team in mine. It doesn't matter if we're downline coaches. He helps me and I help him. And it's a mutual understanding. That's just, you mentor whoever. It's not about like, oh, are they assigned to me? No, we're all in this together, this fight to get America fit. And we have to remind ourselves when we're stressed up to our ears and nose and eyeballs and above our head, no matter what happens, we have a mission. And our mission is to use our life as a platform to help others. And if you keep that front and center as a sticky note, you're going to feel less overwhelmed. You're going to feel happy about yourself. You're going to be ecstatic to share where you have gone and if you're in the valley. So I've heard this before. You're either going into a valley, you're in the valley, or you're coming out of one. Life is like this, and we bring people along, so it's a fun roller coaster. Put your hands up in the air. Okay? So that's it. That's all that I have to say. And know that our mountain as a team, get ready. I want to bring 20 people to Summit. Now, Summit is a big deal. And CJ, I know, it's like, what? But Summit's a huge deal where you see this virtual company come alive. It's kind of like crack, right? Like, we are like, oh my gosh, look at this person. I've been watching you. Oh my gosh, we're in real life. So that's the problem, is sometimes we realize that, okay, yeah, this is a fitness business on Facebook, whatever. No, it's a I think it's billion, the B, dollars company that has a plus in the Better Business Bureau rating. It's not a pyramid scheme. And if it was and you knew about it, I don't know why you'd be here still. But by the way, I had to defend that. My husband, you know, he asked me, he was like, what are you getting yourself into? Are you going to enjoy it? Are you going to get anything from it? Yes, I feel liberated to talk to all of you and study this every day. I study social media. I study my people. I go deep. Instead of going wide, go deep with people. Focus on 2 to 3 people. You know, keep active and like people. But when you're talking to someone, you're talking like this, okay? You're going to so focus. And you know what I'm guilty of? Is rattling off mass like, hey, how are you? And so I'll get talking to one person. It'll be going good. And then like 5 of them will start popping up. I'm like, oh, man. Don't worry about it. Don't do what I do, okay? I'm learning too. I'm learning. Just go 3 or 4 at a time. Give them about 5-10 minutes. They don't respond. Then move on to your next cluster of people. Don't go for the 20 at a time. It's completely overwhelming. So has this video helped you? Has this recording helped you? Do you think you want to share it to your people? Yes. Okay. Thank you. That means I did the job done. And real quick, I want everyone to verbalize their goals so I can write them down. Tonight, I am telling myself 2 people are going to be in the books for me. I'm going to help out 2 people. And I'm unmuting all of you. And just give me, starting with Jared, what is your goal before our next team call, if you can make it on Monday?
Success Club 10.
Jared.
And
Okay.
2 more coaches.
Okay. And where are you at right now?
I'm at 0.
Yeah. I got girl ordered at 9:20 p.m. last month, you know, so I'm at 2, but not, you know, it wasn't legitimate this month. Okay. And how many coaches have you been able? Are you talking to people right now?
I did get 1 coach signed already. And then I have like 1 that's going to sign. She's just waiting on a check. And then 1 that's a maybe discount.
That's amazing. And you know what?
Thanks.
I love it. I love that we're verbalizing this, because knowing your surrounding, you're injured. It's the holidays. CJ's got carpet man coming in and out and moving around. Caitlin is stressed. I know your goals, but maybe I can help you in some way. Maybe you can help me in some way. Who knows? CJ, what is your goal? And it could be as simple as, I'm going to get training day 4 done, or I'm going to survive tomorrow and do my workout.
I tell you that the biggest thing for me is right now is stay consistent with daily with personal development.
Okay.
I think that's the big thing. You know, consistency with daily personal development and consistency with daily workouts. Getting through this week is going to be difficult with everything going on, and like I don't even know where my computer is right now. Let alone all of my notebooks and everything that I had. The one picture I took of the desk that I had, I don't even have the desk anymore. So we're working on it. But those 2 things are going to be my goal for this week, and then get settled in my house and create a space for me to start putting myself in the right direction. So. Well,
perfect. Well, if anything pops up, just know, you know, I'm available. I'm traveling tomorrow in the car for a couple hours, and then the day after Christmas, I'm actually driving to Vegas the next day. So I'll be in the car. So if you need, hey, Sarah, I'm about to post something, or hey, I'm thinking about posting something in 6 hours. Can you look at it? Shoot it over to me, because I would love to bounce back ideas. I feel like you 2 are men, and you take constructive criticism very well. Like you're a point blank, like, oh, thank you, that helped. Or I just don't understand that. Can you explain it again? I love that. You're just very simple creatures. So thank you. I appreciate it. You guys keep talking about your thing, but please go return to your family and enjoy tonight and Christmas. And I don't know where Caitlin went, but you too, Jared. Thank you so much for coming and being consistent. I think we all really appreciate your input. Is so powerful.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me and letting me be on here.
Yeah.
Did you guys want to know the little bit of info from that? Well, actually, that link I posted, it looks like it is recorded. So I guess you guys could just watch it later and get all the info from that.
Yeah.
The guy event.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Or do you want me to give info over this?
If you could give info, that'd be good. I'm going
Okay.
to do it on my time because I have time to do it. But I think it'd be good just to like takeaways for people.
Okay. Yeah, just like a couple quick things.
Yeah.
I was grabbing my notes.
Okay.
So key speakers that are going to be there. It's going to be.
Wait, hold on. Back up.
No.
Where's there?
Oh, there is, I believe, Dallas, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
May 21st and 22nd.
Mm-hmm.
And Bo Eason is going to be one of the speakers. And I'll let you go into that later who he is. But Gary Vaynerchuk.
Yeah. Jab, jab, right hook, right?
Yep, that guy from Crush It, Eat That Frog, Jab, Jab, Right Hook. There's a couple other books. And then a guy named Scott. I don't know which Scott because they didn't really specify Scotty Hobbs or who. They just said Scott.
Mm-hmm.
And then I believe Jimmy Hayes Nelson, Dave Ward.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's an all guys event.
Mm-hmm.
And they put the ticket prices as $230.
Mm-hmm.
Then the website for that is training camp, like CAMP event.com.
Okay.
And there is a VIP. I think they only have 100 VIP tickets. That includes Gary Vaynerchuk's new book. It includes front row seats. This is going to be at the House of Blues in Dallas. And the VIP ticket also includes small classroom setting mentoring one-on-one with Gary and with Bo Eason. And so you'll tell your story to Bo, and then he'll tell you how to spell like 3 to 4 minute power version of your story. And so he'll be like more like 1-on-5 or, small classroom setting. So that's the VIP though. Last year, I think they said they had 400 guys there, male coaches, and a lot of the people that went there were in and out of Diamond. And a lot of guys that went there, they said hit 5-star this past year from the things they learned in that event.
Crazy. Can you explain to CJ a little bit about that rank really fast? Because I know if we just say all this stuff, it's kind of like,
The 5-star diamond or the diamond?
Yeah, what does it take for after diamond? Like diamond is building our own team and placing people below us and getting people to rank. But can you specify what really is the different shift in mindset?
I would believe the shift in mindset is you're working on yourself to get to diamond. It's just your internal battle, mindset and everything, physical, everything getting to diamond. Once you're diamond, I mean, you're a leader as small as emerald, but I mean, you're like really a team leader, like you're running a team. And the difference between that and a 1-star, 2-star, and so on is just you have diamonds below you. And each person becomes diamond below you. Say, like if Sarah's on my team and she was a diamond, and if you were on my team, you're a diamond, that would make me like a 2-star diamond. So these are people that they went to the event only being a diamond themselves, which in itself is a big deal. And that's what me and Sarah are. And they finished the year out having 5 diamonds underneath them. So that means they're getting all the downline of all that volume and everything, and all those people they're helping, like a ginormous team of like, I don't know, what's a diamond, 12 people?
12 people. Yeah. So you have your legs, right? Has anyone talked to you about that, Chris? Or Kristen?
I've gotten some information, but no, not really.
Okay.
Just to keep it simple, like if a diamond has 12 people, just imagine having 12 for you and then 5 more at 12, so that's 60. So basically like 72 people on your team. That would be like a 5-star diamond. So it's a huge like mass of growing of people. Right.
And then you also want to solidify yourself. Like you still have to be on top of your own business. Like they say, recruiting is 85% of the job, no matter really. And there are certain points in the business where it's a shift from you to you and also guiding and shepherding people. And I think it's one of those things where it's way over our head, but when you hear a 5-star diamond, just think, oh, he has 70 or she has 70 people. So that's someone who is definitely in for it. Like they're not turning around and saying, sayonara, Beachbody, I'm done. Like they're in. So they've invested, they've gone to seminars, they've gone to live events, this and that. So just know that like this event that he's saying obviously produces results. So it's something to consider.
There's one quote I wanted to say that I got from the call that I wrote down. And the quote that they put on there says, he who has it, I think this was in the chat. So it
Yes.
might not have been said on the call. But it says, he who hesitates is lost. So,
He who hesitates is lost. Yeah.
and that stood out to me, so I wrote it down.
Yeah, and I understand like certain things you cannot do. Like you feel like your hands are tied behind your back, right? Like you want to have 2 hours to sit down and do all these crazy things. But if you have 5 minutes, you have 5 minutes to do something. You have 1 minute to say hi to someone. You have another minute to post something. You know, like you have so little right now, but it is so much. And over time, when it compounds, of all of that, like just like reaching out and sowing, just think of the wintertime when like you're sowing your crops. And in the spring, things will really build, right? So just think, you don't have to do everything. Think of that little tiny time you have.
And TJ, if it helps, because I'm coming from like a working, just not trying to keep us on forever.
No.
But I work full time, and that alone is 40 hours a week. And when I started this, I was working 8 part-time jobs, and I got a wife and 2 kids. Now, and imagine how hard that is, okay? So now I'm working, I quit, I think, 5 of my part-time jobs, and I'm working full-time with 3 part-time jobs, wife and 2 kids. And I still do this. So mine's not necessarily this magical hour like it should be. Mine's like, because I get up at 4:30 in the morning, and sometimes I don't even go to bed till 1:30 at night. But it's I'm not saying that's healthy, but I'm just saying I want it that bad. And I do mine on like bits and cracks, a minute, 10 minutes here, 5 minutes there. If I only have one time to text one person, I'll text one person. The little bits and pieces, and I still got to diamonds. So I'm just saying, from a working guy that works so much and they're never home and never see their family, it can be done if you want it that bad.
And then you get to go home and be home and pay for their college and be able to go on vacations. That's where I'm dreaming. Like dreams are going to come true. Going to Disney.
Yeah. And I want to see my family more, so that's what pushes me. It's all the time I
Right.
don't see my family. That's why I keep doing this.
That helps so much for me. How about you, CJ? Good?
Yeah, it's good.
Good. Okay. Know that this is just a beautiful beginning for you, and we're excited to help you, and you have resources, and you keep showing up. That's the thing. You keep showing up, and I know you're not giving up. So it gives me hope so I can reciprocate. So, all right, guys, I'm going to head off, and my lovely husband has made some dinner and sacrificed tonight because he knows Mondays are important. And I hope that you all have a wonderful Christmas and
Thank you.
happy holidays. All right.
Merry
Thanks, you
Christmas.
too.
All right.
See ya.
Take care. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.